You make this steak sandwich and you will love me forever. Now I know all the steak needs is salt and pepper, and I get it. I say that all the time too. But this marinade is gonna change the way you eat steak forever. In a mini blender, start with some sun-dried tomatoes, several cloves of heartburn. And for those of you who are not familiar, heartburn equals garlic. I'm gonna rough chop a serrano pepper. And with seeds and all, it's gonna go into the blender. A handful of cilantro, just a quick little dollop of Worcestershire sauce. I'm gonna splash in a little bit of white vinegar. Finish with a nice handful of black pepper. And as you can see, I did not salt this. I always like to salt the meat directly. That way, I never over salt my marinades. And then we're just gonna pulse this up until it's nice and smooth. Oh, that smells insane. For most steak sandwiches, I'm a big fan of using ribeye. And our steaks are gonna get a nice hefty pinch of salt. I'm gonna flip over the steak and show the other side the same type of love. I'm gonna grab our marinade with our gloves and just start pasting it onto our steaks. Keep in mind, we put a lot of very strong ingredients in here, so a little bit does go a long way. Now, as I like to say, marinade until you lose patience. We're gonna let it marinate for like 2 seconds because we're fasting and we don't play by the rules. I got some shallots and jalapenos and just gonna go down some quarters just like this. Shallots are really simple, just try to get really thin slices. Golden balance. I don't know how much pickling liquid to add to my pickles. I'm gonna show you how to get the exact amount. Jalapenos into the jar. Shallots into the mason jar. Our pickling liquid is gonna call for half vinegar, half water. I'm gonna fill half the mason jar with vinegar, and then the other half is gonna get our water. Now, obviously, this is still cold and it's not ready, but now you know the exact amount of vinegar and water. I'm gonna strain this mixture up into a pot. To that, I'm gonna add a little bit of pickling spice, and then I'm gonna do a nice hefty pinch of salt. And then optionally, if you'd like, a little bit of sugar. I'm gonna put this on a burner on like a medium heat, and the idea here is just to bring it up to a nice temperature where the salt and sugar are gonna combine beautifully. Watch magic happen in front of your eyes. Oh my gosh, how do we have the perfect amount? I'm gonna shut this up with the lid, give it a quick shake and bake, and then this is gonna go into the fridge until we're ready to serve. Next stop, let's talk sauce. I want a nice subtle sauce. There's absolutely no need to do too much. I'm gonna get some QP mayo going, and then very simply, I'm gonna scoop out some whole mustard seed and toss it in. Give it a quick little mixy mix, and I like to consciously put this back in the fridge to marry all those flavors. We're gonna be using an indoor grill pan and get it nice and scorching hot like you, so we could get the steak nice and crusty like you.
Emotional damage.
It's all about the balance. Pan is nice and hot. We want to hear a sear. After a couple minutes, I'm gonna optionally turn it 90 degrees. Not 90. 45 degrees. 45 degrees, not 90. Quarter turn, yeah, 45 degrees. After a couple more minutes, I'm gonna give that a flip. And now I can imagine Google complaining that grill marks are stupid. Since this is a nice and thick boy, I'm gonna finish it off in the oven for 5-10 minutes. Took a couple minutes in the oven, stabbed it with the thermometer, read 120, and now it's gonna rest. Today's cheese of choice is a 3-pepper Gouda. Look at that cheese. Golden balance, what bread are we gonna be using for the sandwich? I got a beautiful ciabatta baguette. It will not get soggy. Alrighty folks, it's officially assembly time. First thing I'm gonna do is gonna slap it on with that mayo mustard mix. Both sides get the same type of love. I'm gonna slice up the steak just like this. Lay out your steak horizontally like this. And then we're gonna hit it with our beautiful cheese. Then you can easily toss this in the toaster, or absolutely unnecessary, just toast or broil it. On top of our cheese is gonna go the pickled jalapenos, and don't you forget the beautifully pickled onions. On top of this, you want to do some fresh lettuce or arugula, and then on the lid of the sandwich, we're gonna go in with our tomato. Tomato's gonna need a nice pinch of salt and just a sprinkle of black pepper. Crown your beautiful sandwich. Don't you forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on that bell notification. Now we're gonna slice it at a diagonal so we feel fancy. I'm drooling, but I'm still fasting. And as always, now bismillah.